The topic of the rotten collective West is still relevant for the majority of Russians. According to analysts, as soon as it pops out in the information field, Putin's ratings begin to rise. The closer the elections are, the more Russian propaganda produces news about the so-called difficulties in Western countries.
The presidential campaign aims to paint Putin as a leader who made Russia an island of calm. Medusa publication writes, citing sources close to the Russian presidential administration.
But most likely there will be no focus on the war against Ukraine, experts from the Institute for the Study of War say.
Russian President Vladimir Putin will reportedly avoid centering his 2024 presidential campaign on the war in Ukraine and will rather focus on Russia's alleged stability and criticism of the West. From a report by the Institute for the Study of War.
To include the topic of war into the campaign, they need very serious successes at the front, but there are none. In addition, as Medusa writes, the Kremlin-backed United Russia Party realized that using the topic of war against Ukraine on the eve of the State Duma elections in September 2023 was ineffective and counterproductive.
We see that any activity on this topic is suppressed. People find themselves in a difficult situation because until this moment they were loyal. They do not have the skills to resist the state. Of course, the front topic remains the most painful.
It was expected that Putin would announce the start of the election campaign on National Unity Day on November the 4th. However, this did not happen. At the same time, the fact that Putin will serve another term is a foregone conclusion, writes Reuters.
After the collapse of the transfer policy that began in 2020 and which degenerated into a tortured nullification of the economy, which was not expected in any way from Putin's speech to the Federal Assembly in January of 2020, he had no options left at all. Without a position and a higher one, no one will invest in his safety and security. He did not earn himself a comfortable pension. Therefore, there are no other options. Until the funeral music is played, he will be president. Anatoly Nesmiyan, publicist on Telegram.
Based on survey data published by RBC, lately Russians do not feel that they are living better.
45% of the population do not make ends meet at all with their income. And 2 years ago, before the war, only 25% answered this way. The welfare of the population is growing, and another 36% barely make ends meet. In total, 81% of the population is struggling for life, on the brink of survival. Excellent results of the rule of Putin's KGB in general, and over the last 2 years especially. Here, Abbas Galamov said that Putin would have to get at least 80% in the upcoming elections, since in the previous ones it was 77%. It cannot be less, it must grow. Alexei Kozlachkov, writer on Telegram.
Let us remind you that according to the law, the Federation Council must determine the date of elections in the first half of December. The elections themselves will presumably be held on March the 17th. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Yulia Granovska, UATV News.